was.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
That is a great intro, Sean.
Yeah. Who did that intro, I wonder?
Created by David Diggs, our
Yes,
guest this month.
Woohoo!
Go
Devil,
Dave.
Bravo, bravo.
Hang 10 or devil horns.
That's Hang 10, honey. That is Hang 10.
Badass.
See, this is what you do when you're in Hawaii.
Yes.
I'm not cool. The secret's out.
I can't believe it.
I don't have my extra hands on me, otherwise I could do something, but I can't.
Ooh, promises.
Well, I
promises.
lack my hands up in the air hands, so I'm kind of stuck with just at my side.
Good
I
enough.
apologize.
Good evening, folks. Welcome to the Horror Hangout live stream. And as I said, we got a special guest this month, Mr. David Diggs,
Woo, woohoo.
Thanks for having me, Sean.
musical master.
I don't know about all that.
Say
You guys
thank you
know
and
you
take
do
your
those
compliment.
STP
Yes.
covers. That was great.
Thank you.
And we also, as always, we have Jen and Christian from Jen's Reviews from the Grave.
Stop.
We got Trivial Theater in the house.
Woohoo!
Yay.
And of course, the horror miser, Monty G, the legend.
Yay.
Welcome, everyone. So this week we are talking about all our favorite horror scores and soundtracks in films. And we're going to be breaking it down by like the decades going back. I could have went further back, guys.
Oh yeah.
I think we'll start with the 60s.
We're
Or else
starting
be
with
here
the
all night.
10s.
Well, but if you go back that far, it's probably going to be a lot of silence.
Sound of silence?
Yes. Saw all the
Hello,
Simon and
darkness.
Garfunkel.
And I thought we'd start with a couple of great questions Miss Jen came up with.
Mm-hmm.
What is everyone's favorite John Carpenter score? As we all know, John Carpenter, is one of the few directors, I don't know, maybe very few directors that actually did his own scores for films. And of course, that saved a lot of money on, production, trying to get the rights to all these different, or to hire someone to make the scores. He just did it himself. He saved tons of money, and made tons of money off of them because his scores are so damn good, So yeah, we'll start with Jen and Christian from Jen's Reviews from the Grave.
Okay, so I'm gonna start with a really hot take here. Now, before I tell you the movie, let me make this abundantly clear to everybody here. I fucking hate this movie. I fucking want it to burn. One good thing about this movie is the score, and that is 2022's Firestarter that John and his son Cody did. I think that is there's great scores. Like, he's done so many good scores, and I mean, it was hard to pick. I could give you you a list, but I feel like that's not talked about enough. That is a really banging score.
I mean, it is the best part of that fucking shitty
Fucking Zac Efron is just sleepwalking. He doesn't
Aren't
even
we-
act like Charlie says.
Honey, we're talking about the score, not the movie.
Oh, sorry. but that score is the one thing that didn't want me to set that DVD on fire.
Do you like it better than the Siamese Dream one from the 80s film?
Hot take, yeah.
Okay.
I kind of do. I think there's just something about this, and it's a bop, and it's something that's always stuck in my head, and it is like the one thing I can praise about the movie. And it's a shame the movie sucks as much as it does because that damn score is just, it's really good.
It is such a random movie to have a John Carpenter score attached to it.
And for me, it's both modern, but it still has that almost classic 80s. It has that touch of classic 80s feel too. You kind of get the best of both worlds, which is another reason why I picked it.
Yeah.
So I love a lot of his soundtracks, but I also have to give a shout out to Escape from New York because that's one of my personal favorites.
That one's great. That one's
Nice.
really great.
That's a great one.
Yeah. Carpenter has a lot of great music. Hot take. And I know this
no.
might get me killed in this
Oh,
group
please
or
don't.
anything. The Halloween score is honestly like my least favorite of his movie scores.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
The Halloween score is very iconic, but it's a little bit like repetitive and doesn't have the diversity that a lot of his other film scores do. I even like a lot of his later ones that a lot of people kind of don't talk about as much, like the weird kind of area where he introduced some hard rock and blues and country elements with like vampires, They Live and stuff. But probably my favorite is actually not from a horror picture. I actually really love the Big Trouble in Little China score. I think that has some of his best material, especially the main theme.
Yeah, I agree with you.
It's
I'm with you.
John Carpenter's Barbie would be interesting. Like that movie's great, but John Carpenter's Barbie would be really cool.
E.T.
I still cannot bring myself to watch that movie.
That movie's great. That movie
Barbie
is
or-
excellent.
Mhm.
All right. How about David Diggs? I'm curious.
Well,
I'm
I'm
what's
gonna
your favorite John
I'm gonna
Carpenter?
save my response for this 80s, but I guess if I had to pick another one, I would say Halloween '78.
That's fair.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's iconic for a reason.
I also really like the new Halloween trilogy scores. They're great. So Trish, if you need a 2020s answer, there you go.
Appreciate it.
I really like the Kills one actually. Like I'm not the biggest fan of Halloween Kills the movie, but I love his score. It's probably my favorite Halloween score.
I actually
Yeah.
am not a big fan of the movie. I like End score a lot.
And score is good, but it feels like a lot of leftovers from the 18 and Kills scores to me.
I get
That's
that.
kind of how I felt about Firestarter.
That's fair.
Aw.
Yeah. It was just, yeah. It was the best thing about the movie, though. I'll agree with that.
Absolutely.
That was about the best thing about Firestarter was
Yeah.
the theme, and that's about it.
Oh, that fucking movie.
I don't know. I like Chamber of
Oh,
I didn't
man.
make care that much for the original, to be honest. But you know,
Same.
Yeah.
Guys, you need to
Hot
read the
take.
book. The book is really
much
good.
better.
Ooh, that is
That's
a
It's
hot-
very
one of
much
the-
of its era.
Yeah, because that's one of the few Stephen King books I haven't read. Never read the novel Stephen King, but the movie was okay. Wasn't that great?
okay.
You know, the only thing good about it was you had Drew Barrymore in it, but that's about it. And
Yeah.
then, of course, you have
George C. Scott.
George C. Scott.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I know he shouldn't be playing but he was good. That's the thing. Like I love that we got a native actor for the original
For the remake.
of Firestarter,
Mm.
but they turn him in such a generic Michael
They make
Myers.
him Michael Myers.
Yeah, wannabe, which is cool if we're in Halloween, but we're in Firestarter, people.
How about you, Monty G?
Gonna go with my classic Prince of Darkness.
Nice.
Good
Good
choice.
Yeah.
Love that. It
Really good
sets
story,
the
yeah.
whole mood for that whole movie because it's one of Carpenter's what I call is one of his underrated films,
Mhm.
and the theme that he does in that particular film just sets it off real good. So definitely Prince of Darkness for me.
Good choice. One you don't hear very much people talking
Both
about
the movie
too.
and the score.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the movie too. I was gonna say you don't hear much about. It's one of his least talked about, and it's like really underrated.
I just saw that one for the first time here about a year ago, which I'm ashamed that I waited that long to see it.
Mhm.
Hey, look, Lee finally saw House of Dracula. Lee from Drum
Yeah,
Drum.
I know.
I saw that. I said, "Oh man, it's about time you saw the late great Chris." I haven't seen the video yet, but I'm pretty sure he enjoyed it.
I messaged him about it, like, finally, you got finally.
I said, finally.
Yeah, that was good to see.
Mhm. Original Firestar wasn't that bad, and what's this? Tangerine Dream
is
score. It's
a
okay.
solid one.
True.
It's a
He's
good
right.
one.
Yeah.
There's another movie that they did from the 80s, the score too, that I like a little bit better, but the Firestarter one's good.
Yeah.
It's a solid second place for you then.
Yeah, probably. Out of the two 80s horror movie scores I know that they did, yes, it's the second place.
How about you, Trivial Theater?
So I'm gonna have a bit of a hot take. Well, my first one is The Thing. Like, it's just it's a very simple score, but it does such an effective job of what it needs to do. The other one is Season of the Witch.
Yeah!
That's a great one.
Love affair's over, Trip.
You
Love
hiding? Are
affair's
you hiding?
over.
She was trying to duck down because she's like, "Uh-oh."
I can't get any lower. I'm sorry.
You have one ally here at least.
I appreciate that it's something like trying to, everything about it. They were trying to separate it from what came previously, and it's like, I don't know. I appreciate what they were trying to do, and I guess that goes a long way in my book. I don't know.
Yeah, well, he was just simply trying. His original thing was that Halloween was simply going to be an anthology series where each movie, this is a separate movie, was not about to be Michael Myers.
Oh, agreed.
Yeah,
Agreed.
that was his true purpose, and that's what that's why Halloween 3: Season of the Witch is that's what his true purpose was. But
Well, he never intended for there to be a sequel to the original one.
No, he never did.
Yeah.
And then Halloween 2 ruined everything.
Where's the fuck is Michael Myers, people?
And it's all been downhill ever since.
Shut up. Where the fuck is Michael Myers? That's my question.
He's in the movie.
No, fuck
He's in the movie, Jen. He's in the movie.
Not enough. God damn it. I want my Michael Myers, damn it.
I like the Escape from LA score, David, actually. I don't know if I like it better than Escape from New York, but Escape from LA's got a good score.
That's a good one.
Cheers, Sean. I appreciate that.
Yeah, see, even Sean thinks so.
Yay. I love, and I know, look, it's not like looking at it, 40 years on is different than being there in the moment, but it has those moments of like the kind of like synthesizer where, like major things happen. And I don't know, it's such an 80s thing, but I appreciate what it was going for. So
I like the score a lot.
It's a great score. Yeah. That was a collaboration with Alan Howarth as well?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Yep, that it was. It's not the first time I will be ducking down, by the way.
I look forward.
Well, no surprise here, but
I'm shocked. Yeah.
This is the only time I'm going to mention it, though, just because I don't want to pick it for every category.
Yeah.
God,
But you could.
John, what is your favorite score of the 1960s?
Wait a minute.
Well, John Carpenter was
Halloween
in college
done in
at that point, and he
1960s?
wrote a precursor to what would become Halloween.
Yeah.
I can believe it.
All right, next up, guys. What's everyone's favorite horror musical or song from a horror musical? We'll start with Mr. David Diggs, our guest this evening.
I really like Sweeney Todd.
Ooh, good.
The Demon Barber of Fleet Street.
Yep.
I knew somebody's going to pick Sweeney Todd.
Yeah.
Not really a big fan of Rocky Horror. I've tried, but I can't get into it. Sorry.
No, that's okay.
We
are an accepting horror hangout.
It's okay to be wrong.
Ooh.
There are great
Damn.
songs in it, but the movie I just can't get into.
That's fair. It's definitely an acquired taste.
That's what Tim Curry said to Susan Sarandon.
I'm gonna
How
pass
about
it
you,
over to
Jen and Christian?
For me, this is such a basic bitch answer, but fuck it, I love it. Down on Skid Row. Little Shop of Horse, but I fucking love Down on Skid Row. Like, that's just my thing. Yeah. Uptown, you cater to a million jerks. I can sing the whole damn thing. You wouldn't want me to, but I could.
Yeah, like Little Shop is like honestly one of those ones where I'm like, that might just be the correct answer for what the best horror musical is. Because like just from a production to like the musical element of it, it's just a perfect movie.
It is, and the only thing is I wish we would have kept the original ending.
But we have the original ending added to every copy now, so
true.
It's widely available.
What about you?
For me, there's a lot of ones I really love. I'm actually love a lot of musicals, especially horror musicals. Just for the sake of shouting out for Fiend, and in the Apocalypse is a really great Christmas themed one with zombies. But two I gotta mention. One, yes, Rocky Horror is great, but one that's underappreciated. The new cat. Okay, but like okay.
Good one, Marty.
Okay.
No, I can't really argue with that.
Sorry, Chris, but that was funny.
Hashtag release the butthole cut.
Yeah.
Bring the butthole cut. Okay, but like low-key, I saw that movie around the same time as like Rise of Skywalker. I had a lot better time at one of those movies, and it was not Star Wars.
So it's the credits. It was the trailers.
Yeah. Cats is a terrible movie, but man, it's a fascinatingly terrible movie. But anyway, going back to what I was saying, while everyone knows and loves and talks about Rocky Horror, I feel like one that people don't talk about nearly as much is the sequel to Rocky Horror, that being Shock Treatment, which was done by the same creative team and has most of the same cast, sans Barry Boswick, Susan Sarandon, and Tim Curry. They're all out of the picture. But has the same cast...
heard of it.
Oh, it's a great movie.
It's really cool. It follows Brad and Janet after the events of Rocky Horror. They end up at like this weird public access reality TV show station that basically has an entire town in it. It has a lot of really interesting and cool social commentary and basically predicted the whole reality TV boom that would come out, because this movie came out like 1983.
Yeah.
And has a really great soundtrack, has just a lot of really cool stuff about it. I highly recommend Shock Treatment. But my actual answer is fucking Repo the Genetic Opera.
Oh, that's awesome.
I knew someone was going to pick that one too.
Yes, I am obsessed with this movie. This movie is like low key a major part of my like. If you incorporated my entire personality by like movies, this would be a big part of it because I fucking love Repo. Phenomenal music, phenomenal cast, just phenomenal production and everything going into it. This movie is just pure aesthetics and access, and I love it.
What's your favorite song?
Zydrate Anatomy is really good. I like the whole thing. I love the whole soundtrack. I listen to this movie soundtrack like maybe once a week. No shit.
I know. I'm in the car with you when you are.
So good. It's so goddamn good.
Just for once, can we put on Barry Manilow?
Barry Manilow, as long
you may
as
not.
he's doing Repo the Genetic Opera.
I love it.
Barry Manilow's Repo the Genetic Opera would be kind of amazing.
Here for it.
Trivial Theater, how about you? What's your favorite horror musical or song in a horror musical?
Well, both Christian and TYTD kind of stole my thunder, but I was going to say I love Shock Treatment. I did it as part of a collab back when I first started the channel, and I had never heard of it, and it was just like next level. The like Brad going up against
Evil Brad.
Yes. Oh my God. One
Clifton
guy
Dunn.
doing both roles. It's so just, oh my God. Everything is great about it. Like every song is just next level, but that one in particular just blew my mind.
Yeah, that one's really good. Shock Treatment is just criminally slept on. Like, I really love a lot. Like, it doesn't rival Rocky Horror, but it still stands on its own ground, and I'm glad it's slowly getting a cult following to it.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, too. They kind of built it with the idea of it kind of following in Rocky Horror's footsteps and being a cult classic. But it goes to show, like anything, you can't force that. It has to kind of, organically do that.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
It's really good. Actually, you might be interested, Sean. I can't think of her name right now, but the lead from Suspiria plays Janet.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Jessica Harper.
Jessica
yeah,
Harper,
exactly.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jessica Harper plays Janet in it, and she has a couple really good songs.
Nice.
Is Meatloaf in the movie? I don't see him in the cast.
No, there's no
No.
Meatloaf in the movie. Tim Curry, Tim Curry, Susan Sarandon, and Barry Boswick and Meatloaf are the only cast members who don't return. But all the other major players from it all return from Rocky Horror, not playing the same characters, but still return into the film.
It's a damn shame
Yeah.
about Meatloaf, though.
I would have been cool to
Yeah.
see him
Yeah.
in it, honestly.
Poor Bob.
hmm
Yeah.
You know, there could have been like a T-bone steak as compared to Meatloaf in there, though.
Yo,
Sorry.
That would have been good.
I would have been
Also,
awesome.
Campbell brings up a good point. I was surprised by you not bringing up Slumber Party 2.
When we get to the
When
80s,
we get to the 80s,
we'll,
okay.
we'll talk. I kind of was like, yeah, I figured that would be like too basic, bitch. Even
Like,
like,
it's the correct answer.
I thought you said my answer was the correct
It
answer.
is, but Slumber Party Massacre 2 is even more the correct answer.
Mixed messages, dude.
He does a song and dance musical number before he slashes victims. It's great.
I know, and her friends are bitches.
Her friends are such bitches. It's great. Perfect movie.
They're the biggest bitches in horror. They had
And
time to move.
And that's saying something.
Yeah, I know. No, they are hot take. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. I'm sorry, Sean.
Monty, what's your take?
Oh, musicals. I know the Blues Brothers. Up, no,
Oh.
maybe.
Yes. Yes. Hey, you know what? The
Great
Illinois
soundtrack,
Nazis are quite horrific. So yeah, I'd say that counts.
I would
for
put
horror.
Blues
Nazis.
Brothers 2000 in there probably.
Oh come on!
Yeah.
When they turn into zombies, I mean, how can you not love that part?
Fucking Blues Brothers 2000.
Oh man, talk about a downer. Woo, man.
It left me feeling blue, and I still had 106 miles to Chicago. I had half a tank of gas, a full pack of cigarettes, or sorry, half a tank of gas, a full thing of cigarettes.
It's
I was wearing
dark.
sunglasses, and it's dark.
It's dark. And we're wearing
So dark.
sunglasses. Hit it.
So dark.
No, seriously, I know what I'll pick. I'm gonna pick Purple Rain. No, wait a minute.
Okay. That's about to go. Okay.
I mean, I love that movie, but okay.
Was she wearing a raspberry beret?
Or driving
Well,
a
I
little
hear
red
it every
Corvette.
single day at work, so it's kind of become horrific to me.
Oh no.
Man,
God,
as much as I love Prince, I don't play that every day.
even I can't listen to Darling Nikki that much, and I love Darling Nikki.
Nah.
No, seriously, musicals are not one of my things, and I never saw the Repo movie like that. I did see Little Shop of Horrors. I finally saw that, but the songs got. I heard the song so much it got on my nerves. I mean, the only thing that really does get on my nerves when it comes to musicals is the Rocky Horror Picture Show and Let's Do the Time Warp.
Time Warp's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
Can you
a
do
jump
the
to
can you do
left.
can you do the dance, Monty?
Not anymore. I got
Oh,
bad
come on.
knees. I got
Come
bad
on,
knees.
show us. Come on.
It's just a jump to the right, man.
Everyone pelvic thrust now.
Okay.
No.
No.
Jen, you lied. You're wearing pants. How dare you lie to us?
A skirt, but no underwear. I promise no underwear.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Do I still get to do the pelvic thrust?
No.
You know what you do? You incorporate Time Warp and the Cha-Cha slide so you can slide to the left and slide to the right in your chair.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
Pelvic thrust.
Hey, Trip, you know that guy that made that song? He passed away.
Yeah, Richard. Oh, yeah, the DJ. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, wow, he was young too.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't get to Cha-Cha slide number 7
Mm-hmm.
because wasn't there 5 of them or something?
Yeah,
There
that's fine.
was.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's like goddamn mambo.
Number 5. A little bit America in my life.
Sean, what's your answer?
It's funny because when Kelly and I were on our cruise, they played the song, so it's funny seeing people trying to do that. and they have no rhythm.
It's a slightly better version of line dancing.
Yes.
I can line dance.
Of course you can line dance.
I did Macarena too.
Of course you did.
Now, with or without pants?
Both.
Woohoo!
My mom phone number 5.
That doesn't make any damn sense, Dan.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Don't say
I'm just saying.
I'll summon Stephen King.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Stephen King to the screen.
Is Dan still messing with your studio, your theater, Triv?
Oh yeah, he never stops. I've got magical guards up, but I don't think they're gonna hold him. I'm gonna have to pull out the killer pineapple and see if that'll stop him.
Take off your pants, Triv.
Somebody likes Blues Brothers 2000.
I've never saw the movie, but I heard a couple of songs from the soundtrack. No.
There's some okay moments on that soundtrack, not the movie, soundtrack. There's a couple okay moments. Doesn't meet the first film though.
I'd say I'm surprised nobody picked Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh yeah,
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Also, I'm not a big Nightmare Before Christmas fan, so that's why I
me
didn't come to mind.
neither.
Neither am I.
I didn't say I wasn't happy about it.
I do like Danny Elfman, but yeah, I'll pass.
I'm not a Christmas person. Shocker, I know.
Oh come on! There's so many great Christmas horror movies, like Santa Jaws. There's the Rare Exports. There's a ton of good ones.
You got Santa Sleigh.
Yeah.
Can I just say how much and how happy it makes me that your examples of good Christmas movies are Rare Exports and Santa Jaws?
Christmas
Santa
Eve.
Jaws was a lot of fun.
I like Santa Jaws. Santa Jaws is a blast. I ain't dissing Santa Jaws, but I just love that those are your examples of good Christmas horror movies.
What,
I'm not arguing. I'm just saying it makes me very happy.
I mean, would you rather I said Silent Night, Deadly Night 4 or
no,
no,
God,
No.
Really? Or is that
That's
5?
5.
No,
Five
well,
to 12
four
acres.
goes off the freaking rails. Holy shit!
I mean, it was bad enough when you had 2, and then you had
Garbage
3,
day.
4, 5. And then when I heard Mickey Rooney was in 5, I'm like, now you must be desperate, totally desperate in your career in Hollywood that you decide to play in another bad version of a horror movie.
Well, I mean, is that any worse or better than Dennis Hopper playing in Space Truckers?
Fucking space truckers.
You got to do what you got to do to earn some money.
Exactly. I mean,
He did
as
a lot
long
of
as
that.
it wasn't
He
Walter
did a lot of
Brimley.
that. Well, I'm gonna go with might be a surprise. The Wicker Man.
Ooh,
I
that's
thought about it. Not gonna lie, I thought about it.
It is a musical.
It's a musical. It absolutely
I know,
is
yeah.
a musical.
Some really weird stuff. Very
I would say that.
psychedelic. Very perverted, but
That's the fun of it.
exactly.
They burn a virgin. Yay!
Fuck yeah.
You know, I wouldn't have gotten burned in that movie.
I know.
Now the bigger question: were all the chickens and goats and stuff in there? Were they virgins as well?
That's a good question.
Probably not. It's a village. You know, it gets cold sometimes. Sometimes cold is.
Don't insinuate that the good people of Summers, Iowa were having sexual relations with their animals.
I'm not insinuating. I'm flat out
They were
telling.
good, honest, hardworking people that burned a motherfucker alive.
A virgin.
They also built like a 4-story wicker man.
Yeah.
That took determination.
That's
What's
why
a
you need to release
mofo
some
gonna
tension.
do when you gotta grow some crops? Damn it!
Yeah.
No doubt. I mean, you know, TYTD is from the UK, and he says it gets awful lonely on those pagan islands.
Pro tip, if anyone ever needs a sheep to push back, just go over a cliff, like, you know, then the sheep will push back.
These tips, courtesy of Jen's Reviews from the Grave.
Yep.
I won't charge nothing
Our
for it.
Hangout stream does not sanction these
These opinions are void where prohibited. No purchase necessary. See store for details.
The opinions that genders offer are only her opinions only.
Marty, we need you.
I'm sorry, David.
So, musical scores.
original scores, man. Sean, so about those 60s.
Oh, man.
Yes.
Let's get into it, shall we? 1960s scores and soundtrack. What's everybody's favorite? Start with the Trivial Theater.
I have two, and the first one is legit. It's a great movie. The soundtrack is incredible. It's got a discordant melody that is incredibly off-putting when you compare it against what it's supposed to be. But Rosemary's Baby is just phenomenal.
That's a good
Yes,
choice.
excellent choice.
Yep.
And my second one, just because I found it.
Wise decision, Marty. Very wise decision.
Oh man.
Oh, Marty broke tip this time.
Oh,
Oh God,
Oh,
I'm
boy.
sorry.
now, Dave, this is just normal here.
This is a normal night.
I know.
I'm so sorry. The other one is probably a bit of a hot take, but there's a really low budget movie called Green Slime, and the soundtrack is so bloody weird, but it's great. It's so 60s and it's awesome, and I kind of love it.
Awesome.
God damn it, that was my answer.
Yes! Oh my God,
I love
Christian!
Green Slime.
Christian,
That
I love you
was
so much.
So good.
A total simpatico, you rock the house. If I could
Yeah.
raise my arms and tell you woohoo, I would, but I can't.
I understand.
I did that for
understand.
Triff.
Thank you. Great minds.
How about you, David?
I'm not really all that familiar with stuff from the 60s. I went with the obvious Psycho from Bernard Herrmann. Rosemary's Baby is another good one, so I'll pick another one. The Night Walker by Vic Mizzy. It kind of reminds me a lot of like the stuff you would hear like in the Scooby-Doo cartoons, like with guitars and flutes and oboes and stuff. So
nice.
that's a good one.
Interesting. So I'll give you mine. Night of the Living Dead.
Damn it, Sean! Damn it, Sean!
I freaking love the soundtrack of this movie. It just drives the movie. It's so loud. It's so intense. And it just really drives the movie so well, you know.
As long as it doesn't stumble as it goes along.
And
zombies.
Psycho, of course. I mean,
yeah,
amazing.
Absolutely.
And yeah, I was gonna say Rosemary's Baby. What a great score.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you hate it when someone takes your answer, Sean?
Just so haunting. And I love that Mia Farrow actually like sang that,
Really?
Pretty cool. Yeah. She did the la 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 la.
Oh, that's cool.
How about you, Jen and Christian?
Well, someone stole my Night of the I was going to pull that out of my pocket and just wow everyone. And oh my God, we didn't think of that, but Sean beat me to it. So, and of course, Psycho. The only other thing I have, and I apologize for you people, but blame Sean because I have to break this bad boy out. I'm going to go with Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, but not the score. The score is
really good for that movie.
The score is good, but I'm going to go where Betty Davis was in her adult form was singing, I'm writing a letter to Daddy. His address is heaven above.
It's fine. The score is good, though. The score is good.
And it's also just very creepy how she does it. Like, I'm being funny, but she actually, especially when she's an adult and, it's not working the same way it did as a child, it is very unnerving and very creepy.
Yeah, it is.
What about you?
My go-to was, of course, Green Slime, because fuck it. There's one thing you all, those of you in chat, need to do. Go look up the goddamn Green Slime main theme. It is the most funky and cool thing to ever come out of the 60s. It is insane.
100%.
It is great. It is a great goddamn theme. But one I really like as well is actually these scores. Actually, twofold. TYTD mentioned one of them, that being Carnival of Souls. I really like a lot of the use of music in that movie. The other one, also weirdly not a movie about a carnival, but has a very carnival feel to it in some of its musical choices. Being Peeping Tom.
I love
Peeping Tom has
Tom.
a really like kind of off kilter score that I really like. Yeah.
That would have been my choice, but I knew you wanted it.
Yeah.
It does have, it has a, I always wondered why that theme didn't catch on the way some of the others did.
A lot weirder and more experimental than like the Psycho theme is, so maybe that's why.
Yeah, it's not straight up horror like in your face, you know.
Yeah, it sounds more like carnival music or something, which works kind of well for the movie, but not something you would probably listen to on your own unless you're a weirdo like me.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Cape Fear. Yes.
Nice. Yeah.
I forgot about that one. That one is an amazing one.
Come out to play.
come out wherever you are.
Counselor.
Oh, Robert De Niro.
That was an interesting choice. We got to talk about that movie sometime.
That's a movie we'll do sometime, yeah.
How about you, Monty?
I'm going to go with our great Hammer films, The Curse of the Werewolf.
Oh, that's
nice.
fantastic.
Good pick.
Choice.
Yes. Benjamin Frankel. Excellent score.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent
Nice.
score.
Is that the one with Oliver Reed?
That's the one with
Yes.
Oliver Reed
Oliver,
in
yeah,
brownface.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Playing a Latin man. It's
Yes.
very
fine.
It's not aged well, but the movie's good enough I can look past it. But yikes.
How can
He's
you
a-
look
he's a-
past it if it's on his face?
God damn it.
He's playing a Latino man as a white werewolf.
It's a white werewolf.
It was a simpler time.
That it was.
Oh, yes.
All right, now we gotta get into the '70s. A great time for
Oh,
music and
yes.
horror.
Great time. Great time.
One of the best.
Oh, you just excited.
Agreed.
I got plenty of those from the 70s.
Oh, so do I.
Let's start with our guest this evening, Mr. David Diggs, for '70s horror scores and soundtracks.
Jaws. John Williams.
Oh, that's
Excellent.
Classic.
And then
Wondering.
the other one was The Omen from Jerry Goldsmith.
Ooh.
That's
Oh,
also
yeah.
a good one.
Yeah.
That's also a good one, too.
Yeah,
He had lots of good stuff in the 70s.
you did.
Alien.
Mhm.
Well, too much to choose from.
I know, there's so many.
What the world? Microwave Massacre.
Microwave
that's
Massacre.
awesome.
That's a fun score, actually.
And the fact that you've got the guy that plays Frosty as the main character, or the guy that voiced Frosty as the main character is just.
Yep.
Monty,
That's-
if you ever get the chance, it's a fun ass. Like it's a weird movie, but it's fun.
That would be an interesting
Oh,
one
you
for
would
your
say
score
that,
in the
wouldn't you?
70s.
Serbian
Oh, man.
film.
Hey, Rick. Of course you're going to say
Rick.
Serbian
Of
film.
course.
Oh, no,
You're an
no.
extreme horror guy.
I love Serbian film. I'm with you, Rick.
Oh,
Serbian film buddies.
No.
I won't say we'll have a baby though, because that could be problematic.
You think?
Dave, have you ever seen a Serbian film? No. Good.
Nope.
Good for
Or
you.
Human Centipede. I've not seen that one either.
Human Centipede's not that bad. Serbian film, yeah, good for you.
Yeah, they're both disturbing, but yeah, Serbian film, yeah.
I love
Yeah.
Serbian film takes it to 11.
Yes, it does.
Triv, what we got for '70s horror scores and soundtracks?
I have it's already been mentioned a couple of times tonight, but I've got Wicker Man. Like the first couple of times I saw that, I couldn't like the music was so weird compared to what was going on screen. I didn't understand it, but the more I watched it, the more I loved it. So I don't know. It's one of those that grew on me. And it in retrospect, having watched it a couple times and having it explained, it made a lot more sense. The other one I've got is Texas Chainsaw.
Yes.
Good.
I just knowing like it was interesting before, but then I looked into it and found out about the story behind the instrumentation and all of the work that Toby Hooper put into it. And it was just like, wow, you know?
It's very bizarre, all these weird, like, kind of noises. It's like,
Yeah.
And it really makes you that much more uncomfortable.
Yeah, it goes with
but
the
it,
movie
it
perfectly.
really does
Oh,
set
yeah.
the mood.
And settling.
Just that an atmosphere. Yeah, it's just that atmospheric. Just yeah. it does without a word.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Great choices.
Thank you.
How about you, Jen and Christian?
Oh boy. Okay.
Wait, I'll go first just because I know what yours is, and that's a good closer.
Okay.
A couple for me. One of them is, honestly, probably might be my favorite score in horror movie history. At least tied with another one from the 90s. But that being the Phantasm score, I fucking love Coscarelli's Phantasm score. It is the main theme is one of the greatest pieces of music for a movie ever made, removing genre. It's phenomenal, and I just love the dreamlike atmosphere that the whole score brings. It's so ethereal feeling. I love it, and it's really good. It's really good music to put on to fall asleep to. It puts you in a really good space,
or to read to, actually.
Well, really, I could see that. Actually, I could see that, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's beautiful, and it's very relaxed. I didn't mean to cut you off, but it's very, it's just, and it worked. It's dreamlike, like the movie.
Yeah, it's dreamlike and ethereal, and works really well on its own, but also works really well paired with the feature.
It does.
Another one that TYTD mentioned actually is Dawn of the Dead. If nothing else, just for the zonk, I've used the zonk in so many goddamn videos. I love that sound.
So weird that I forget all music.
I love the song. I love that one. And another one. And y'all might think I'm fucking with you, but I genuinely really like a lot of the musical choices for The Legend of Boggy Creek. Even that weird folk song that happens in the middle of that movie for seemingly no reason.
Why don't you sing a little?
Travis Crabtree, looking at me.
I love that. That's so awesome.
One of my favorite memories with you was when we were watching when Joe Bob was first coming back, when it was just going to be a 24-hour special to Shudder Before Last Drive-In, and he showed Boggy Creek. And you do not like Boggy Creek, but even us sitting there watching Boggy Creek on hour 15 of that show, just being dazed out of our mind, just singing the fucking Boggy Creek music. It was such a good time.
It was a family moment.
Yeah.
I applaud you on the outside the box choice. It's really awesome.
Yeah.
I have some pretty.
Oh, you have some fucking choices.
Okay, so I've got one, but I'm gonna hold it back. So let's talk about some ones that I think are pretty basic, but I have to. I love The Exorcist tubular bells, if I can say it right. I just love that. That's even that was fucking the nicest thing of the movie.
All 25 minutes of it?
Not all 25, the cut down version, but still, it's very cool. Another one that I'm surprised nobody has brought up, it's a Fulci film, House by the Cemetery score. Oh my God, I love that score. I love Fulci, but eek!
The Italians did know how to make a horror score.
They made some pretty ones, and we're going to talk about that more in the 80s. The next one, and I'm going to fight, because I know you're not a big fan of this one. I'm going to fight Christian on this, but the fucking last house on the left, we're on the road to nowhere. Oh my God, David Hess did it too.
Do you mean just David Hess's weird folk project I thought attached to his assault
movie? Works for the movie. Fuck you all.
It's weird. It's a weird fit for that film.
I don't think that The Last House on the Left gets enough love. And my last one before I take up any more of y'all's time, and it's the best one.
Yeah, score.
And it's probably the one that no one knows about. You didn't even know about this one.
This was a treat. I love finding this.
So there's a movie called Vampire Hookers, and they have the theme song is Vampire Hookers. They suck more than blood. Vampire Hookers.
Yes, can confirm. This really is a thing.
I'd love to hear you do a cover.
Also, I just have to point it out because this is what I love about it.
I have to see that right now.
The singer rhymes the word graveyard with graveyard. It's great. It's so good. It's so terrible.
It is. I have it on my iPod, and it's just Vampire Hookers.
It has big green slime energy, honestly.
That's awesome. Adding it to my list.
Yes. You need to, it's on YouTube, but find it, and they if you're looking for a hooker, that's part of the line in this song too. It's awesome.
Of all the movies I've seen during the 70s, I never heard of vampire hookers.
It's 1978.
Well, clearly your education is not complete, Monty.
I love this. I used to sing it as a kid, and people were mad. David, I loved it.
Like I said, I've seen Frankenhooker, but I never saw vampire hookers.
Or Hollywood chainsaw hookers.
Is there a werehooker?
That's somewhere there is.
Please, I'll pay you for a cover of it. It's awesome. I'd love you to hear. And you have to do vampire hookers like 3 times. Vampire hookers! It's just awesome. It's fun.
All right, Monty, what do you got for us?
Oh, of course, as a child of the 70s, I basically almost seen all the horror movies and their wonderful scores, such as obviously The Exorcist, The Omen, Jaws, Willard, and Ben, and some other horror movies like Blackula and Scream, Blackula, Scream.
Ooh.
Even Abby had a great score. But one of the best scores I've seen, most people don't talk about, is 1977's The Car.
Oh, that's a great one.
Because it matches just like what John Williams did with Jaws. That score that the guy did for he matches. Of course, you can't forget the. I just go off every time when that horn goes off.
The car does have a great soundtrack. I just came to Monty just furiously doing this, so I was very confused.
I'm not going to say anything. The movie good.
There you are.
Let's see. Fun fact: the original VHS version of Vampire in the UK wasn't properly banked, so at the end of the tape, it hard cuts to the episode of.
Wow, really?
Man, those post-credit scenes were a different deal back in the day.
That is awesome.
Nice.
Yay!
Fucking cue to Ringo. Dude, Ringo cover of Vampire Hookers.
I'm okay with this. I'm just going to upload it to the channel.
Said this one yet. Suspiria.
Nice. I knew somebody was going to.
Awesome score. Very weird, very atmospheric. It's so bizarre, but it works so well for the movie,
Mm-hmm.
Those weird, like, little whispers. Rich. Like so, like, subtle.
Why am I surprised that John Carradine started that movie?
Oh, he starred in everything. Like the amount of like weird, like low budget stuff he starred in, like in the 70s.
Like Billy
what was
the
the
Kid
one?
versus Dracula.
Yes,
I know. Yeah, I saw that one.
Cinematic Titanic like riffed on a movie he was in where basically all the brothers and sisters have had affairs with each other, and I think it was Legacy of Blood. Like there was a guy that looked like he had Mel Brooks's face and then like the body of Igor, and it's a weird movie. Let's see if I can find it quicker.
That's an image.
I'm down for it.
I apologize. Just a second.
Take your time.
Let's see. Releases. Where is it? Where is it? Where the hell is it?
Oh man, it sits down.
Can't find it.
Just keep going. I'll when I find it, I'll bring it up. It was Legacy of Blood.
Did you have a second one, Sean?
Check that out.
Very cool.
Yeah, I got a couple. The Vampire Lovers from them. It is a fantastic score.
It does.
Just beautiful, haunting, great atmosphere. Really sets the gothic tone for sure. There's so many. God, definitely gotta say Omen. Amazing,
Omen.
The orchestral sounds. It's got intense, man.
Ava Savant. I forgot that. That was Ava something.
Mm-hmm.
Carrie's a good one too.
Yeah, Carrie has a good one, especially that jump scare at the end of the movie.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's great.
The hand.
All right, now on to probably another one of the greatest decades for horror scores.
I'll be back in a sec, guys. I'm sorry.
The 1980s.
Yeah, difficult one to have to pick just two.
It's tough.
Yeah, a lot in the 80s.
Yeah, there is.
Let's start with David Diggs.
Ooh.
Favorite
All right.
1980s.
For my scores, I'm gonna go with Carpenter's The Fog. That's
Ooh,
Good one.
a great score.
Alright.
My second favorite one next to Halloween, and then I did Charles Bernstein's Nightmare on Elm Street.
Good ones.
I was gonna say that.
Oh, are you? Yeah, that's a great one. Soundtracks, I would have picked The Lost Boys. That's
Ooh,
a great
yeah.
soundtrack from there.
Yeah.
And Dream Warriors for Elm Street 3.
Got 2 Elm Streets in there.
Elm Street had some good music. I even like some of the stuff
Yeah.
from some of the other movies.
I like the ones too. I like the some of the songs too
Yeah,
from the
yeah.
movies.
Yeah.
Even 4, I liked a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Did we lose? So who did we lose?
Triv had to step out.
She said she'll be right back.
All right, Monty G, what do you got for the 80s?
Let's see. We got I just saw it. Chopping Mall.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, got Chopping Mall. Obviously, Friday the 13th. Pet Cemetery.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously, Dream Warriors. But one of my favorite scores was the Fright Night, the original Fright Night.
Jay Giles Band.
Nice.
Mhm.
Great soundtrack. Very 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're definitely 80s movies. Great soundtrack and great soundtrack and great score. So yeah, like I said, a lot of good scores from the 80s. But yeah, mainly those films.
Okay, very good ones.
You know, can't get that strum. What's it? I think it was violin strum in Friday the 13th.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
So no.
All right, how about Jen and Christian? What we got for 19?
Oh, I don't have nothing. Nothing.
Get out of here.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to be really quick with this, but I've got a lot and I can't help it. Okay, so the 2 most beautiful like instrumental scores that we have, of course, we have to talk about 1987's Necromantic. You might not like the movie, but that score is fucking gorgeous.
It's real beautiful.
It is. It's like the perfect thing to have sex with your corpse with. It's awesome. And as Moon mentioned, I don't know if it's Necromantic or if it's Cannibal Holocaust for like just the
beauty.
Instrumental. Thank you. Instrumental scores. I love Cannibal Holocaust and Necromantic. Another really good instrumental score is Slumber Party Massacre. The first one I freaking love. That has actually a really, just a vibe, a sinister vibe to it. And then, as Monty mentioned, Fright Night, the Jay Giles Band, Lost Boys, You Can't Go Wrong. Another one, Jason Takes Manhattan, not for the instrumental, but for the darkest side of the night. Burns like a fire for their wasted lives. I don't care. Fuck you. That's a bopper.
I mean, at least it wasn't written by a transphobe, so there's that. But still,
it's a fucking bopper. Also, Sleepaway Camp Part 2, Desperate to Survive is one that no one ever talks about, and I'm not much like that's kind of a harder song for me. And I fucking shut up. And I also love Flesh to Flesh from Return of the Living Dead 2. So, and of course, but my favorite soundtrack from the 80s has to be Slumber Party Massacres 2. I fuck Hell's Cafe, Let's Buzz. Oh my fucking God. If only Wednesday Week had 2 songs.
Yeah, if only's probably it's real good.
And also those, I mentioned it earlier, those fucking bitches, they had time to get Sheila into the room, but they just let her die. They heard her crawling around.
Oh no, let's put up some IKEA furniture. That'll keep away.
Yeah, and she's knocking, help me, you bitches. And no, they're just like, fuck off.
In the middle of doing some rad song and dance number. It's a perfect film.
So yeah, so those are some of mine, but probably my favorites are probably Necromantic and Cannibal Holocaust. Not because it's me, because they're beautiful fucking music.
Necromantic's good, and I do love the Cannibal Holocaust theme, admittedly. As weird as that fucking sounds.
It's so beautiful.
For me, a lot of the instrumentals you just mentioned, I love a lot of those. But one that I haven't heard anyone mention yet, and I'm both happy and a little disappointed to have not heard it yet, especially since might be fresh in my mind since we literally just did a review on this movie. But 1986's Manhunter, I fucking love the Manhunter score / soundtrack. Its use of like Indica Vita is really great for its climax. But I love a lot of the synth that they utilize for that movie. I own the soundtrack on vinyl. It's a great damn score for a great under talked about movie, which we just reviewed. Shameless plug. Go watch it.
I thought you were gonna say Trick or Treat because that was also.
I also like Trick or Treat. Trick or Treat score and soundtrack is good. I'm a big Motorhead fan, so I also like Fastway a lot, and their score for that movie is really great. I like a lot of it. But probably my favorite out of all of 80s horror movie soundtracks, it was great as Lost Boys, Fright Night, and all those are. Return of the Living Dead. As a massive lover of all things punk rock, Return of the Living Dead 1. 2 has some good stuff. 3 has some good stuff. But the first movie's soundtrack is one of, if not my favorite movie soundtracks of all time. Every single track on that movie is an absolute banger and works great in context to the movie to get across that hard punk rock feel that the movie was going for.
I agree with you.
Also, Near Dark by Tangerine Dream. I forgot to mention that one until now. But yeah, Tangerine Dream's Near Dark score.
I also forgot to mention one from Critters.
Oh yeah, Power of the Night.
White people! Oh my God, I love Power of the. I know you're not a big fan of it, Sean, but I don't care. Power of the Night. Yes. I fucking love that song. I don't care, Sean. It's a bop. I'm gonna convert you one day.
Critters is a good movie. Damn it.
It's fun. Hey, it appears in the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie. How can it be bad?
Yeah.
How about you, Triv? What's your favorite 80s scores and soundtrack?
Mine is more of a not a genre so much, but like that like 80s horror like rock movies, like Rock and Roll Nightmare, Black Roses. I love Black Roses.
Black Roses is fun.
I found it when I started reviewing on the channel, and I just since then whenever I run across a new one, I have to at least watch it, if not try and get it reviewed at some point. But
I really liked your Hard Rock Zombies.
Oh God, thank you.
That was really good.
Thank you. It's such a like I saw it on some other buddy's video just talking about it. And it's like, oh my God, this looks like such a fun movie. I mean, you know, you've got like Ava Braun as a werewolf granny in a wheelchair, and random Hitler and zombie rockers and
fucking Hard Rock Zombies.
And David mentioned Trick or Treat. It's such a great movie. I mean, Sammy Kerr, and the fact that Ozzy Osbourne shows up and doesn't
yeah.
And even like Hack-O-Lantern or like I say, Rock and Roll Nightmare, like to see John Mickle Thor like bust out in like a string leather bikini thing. I mean, I just think it's better than that. But yeah, the music is very good. That's why you watch it, not because of a very muscular man in a string leather bikini.
Not at
all. Everything.
Calm down, Trip.
What? How did I get here? Oh.
Show some decorum, damn it.
I can't.
It can't all be as classy as you.
I know.
Decorum is for my reviews. Here, I'm just going to let it all hang out.
Oh, if Triv can do it, can I do it?
No.
I mean, being that I'm 2D, I don't... Yeah, never mind.
All right, guys, I have a lot actually. When it comes to soundtracks, this is probably my favorite soundtrack in horror, and that's Texas Chainsaw 2, baby.
Ooh, very nice.
Freaking awesome. And not only that, it has a great score too. The opening theme is fantastic.
Yeah.
But man, you got Goo Goo Muck, look how popular that was on the Wednesday show.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Oingo Boingo in there. Just a great mix of like new wave and punk and stuff. It's just so cool.
And it's signed. That's really awesome.
Yeah, Bill Moseley and
nice.
Cool.
Chop Top himself.
Muy bien.
And Demons.
Demons has a great one.
Demons.
Demons was the movie I got into Accept because of.
Yeah.
Because of Fast as a Shark in it. Yeah.
When it comes to score, absolutely love Nightmare on Elm Street. It's phenomenal. I love that score. It's so atmospheric. It's just incredible. And my favorite twos: Friday Part 2, Friday Part 2, and Halloween 2. Both awesome.
What about Friday 3's disco theme? You're right, disembodied voice. Friday 3's disco theme is great.
But the correct answer is the darkest side of the night from Jason Dixon. Fuck you.
There's a lot of disembodied voices in here tonight.
I have a problem with it, but at the same time, it really is a good song.
It's so good. It's my go. It's on every single one of my Halloween playlists every year. I love the stupid disco theme.
Yeah, you might want to get those disembodied voices looked at if they keep you up at night, because that's a lot of disembodied voices for
They're
one
fine.
room.
They just pop in once in a while. It's all good.
Okay.
That one voice I just want to smack. You ever just want to smack it hard?
Oh, shit.
Although the other voice is angelic, almost nightingale-ish.
Oh, David, that's AC/DC. That's
yeah,
that's amazing. I didn't even think about that one.
Absolutely.
Appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Did we get Monty's response yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, you said Fright Night, right?
Oh, Fright Night.
Yeah, Fright Night. Fright Night. Yes.
Now's where I get a little. It's a little tougher for me in the '90s. You know, I'm not a '90s child really, but I'm sure some of you have a lot of great choices.
I'll actually go first if that's. I'll actually go first if that's okay, because I got to step out in a minute. So I was just going to quickly mention, I love the fuck out of Philip Glass's Candyman score. It rivals Phantasm as being my favorite horror movie score ever. I adore it. As well as the Crow soundtrack. We're going for soundtracks. Phenomenal. I love a lot of the
that is a great soundtrack.
music on that one. Great use. Also, low-key, City of Angels, questionable movie. Still really great score, though.
Iris?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Iris.
Meredith Brooks.
Yeah, there's some good stuff on City of Angels, but doesn't quite reach the same heights as the first film. But that might just because I'm a massive slut for The Cure. But I just wanted to mention those real quick because I got to step out for a little while. I might be back before the stream's up, but if not, have a good night, everybody.
Thank you, Christian.
Yep.
Hopefully we'll be back, but great job anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So how about you, Jen?
Okay,
1990s.
1990s, and I was a child of the 90s. Christian Stoll, that is one of my favorite. Is the Candyman score. I mean, it's just so beautiful. It's just like it's weird as this is to say, but I love it as much as Cannibal Holocaust and the Necromantic. There's just something so elegant about the whole thing, and yet so chilling. For me, another one, and I actually heard the song for this movie. Didn't see the movie till I heard the song, and it's from a movie called Mirror Mirror from 1990, and it's called Oh What a Love, Oh What a Life. I heard it on YouTube and I'm like, oh my god, I love this song. And I'm like, oh, it's from a horror movie. I checked it out. The movie's okay, but the song is really, really good. It's kind of a soft rock, more of an 80s thing, even though it was in the 90s, but I freaking loved the song. And of course, because probably we're doing a retrospective on it, The Silence of the Lambs, both Goodbye Horses and just the actual theme. It really, I mean, you know, every time I think of Silence of the Lambs, I see Ben. He did a cover with him doing the iconic scene from Buffalo Bill. So I always think of Ben when I hear this. You know? But
I covered it too.
You did too, and you did. But you didn't actually. Ben did a picture. Ben did a picture, and it just was like, oh god, I can't not see that. So. Those are some of my ones from the 90s.
Yeah, Tom Petty in there in the school soundtrack.
Yes,
American Girl,
American Girl, which was actually, everyone thinks that's a happy song, but it was it's actually smart that they used it for that reason, because it's actually about a girl that goes missing in America. He didn't write it for Silence of the Lambs, but it was actually a song that's actually about a missing girl. If you listen to the lyrics and knowing that piece of information, the song's going to hit you way different.
Yeah.
Massive Tom Petty nerd.
Yeah.
Good point. Good point.
I know. I knew you were. Good people.
Absolutely. How can you not love Tom Petty? Come on. Oh wow, that's one I was not expecting. Sergeant Kabuki Man.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
Not surprised with who it came from, but yeah, the soundtrack for that is fun.
It is.
All right, Monty G. How about you for 1990s scores and
Let's see. You
soundtrack?
got a lot of movies that came out during the 90s. Let's see. We've had one right here. Believe it or not, actually, Godzilla has a nice soundtrack on it.
Really?
I'm with you on that. I'm with
It's
you
a good
on
one.
that.
Yeah, the 1997 one was it?
Foo
Yeah,
Fighters and
yeah,
Green
got the
P.
Day.
Foo Fighters.
Diddy.
And
P.
of course, P. Diddy,
Was it?
P
Because when
Diddy
you
doing
think
Cashmere.
Godzilla, you think P.
Diddy
Diddy.
and Cashmere.
Christian, it's a good thing he's not here. He'd kill me, but like I don't fucking care. That's a fucking bop. I was a teenager then. It's a bop.
Urban Legend had a good soundtrack.
hmm
Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare.
I'm with you.
Nightmare. But one of my favorite actual themes, soundtrack, obviously comes from The Craft.
Ooh,
The
Okay,
Craft.
that's a good one.
How
Very
soon
Soon
is
as
now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How soon is
Yeah.
now? Which was used in the used as the opening song for Charmed, the original Charm.
nice.
Hmm.
That was a cover, right? I mean, it wasn't the Smith.
Yeah, it was a
version,
it was a cover. Yes.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, it was a cover. It was by obviously it's called by a Love Spit Love. There was the one that did the cover.
hmm
Hmm.
Good one.
Good choices.
Hmm.
They are.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, the
fire
Demon
walk
Knight.
with me.
Demon Knight.
Yeah, Demon Knight had a good soundtrack too. Yes.
hmm Although there's a better movie, Marty.
Yes.
That's a funny story. My first date with Kelly, I took her to go see Demon Knight, and
Aw.
she's not a horror fan.
Oh no.
Did she like
Like
the
my
movie?
wife, I kind of like, she like does it out of sympathy, I think.
That's a
How
sweet
about you,
story, though.
Triv?
Mhm.
What do you got for 90s scores and soundtracks?
So I got Candyman just because, again, like it's already been said, it's a fantastic score. It's atmospheric. It's got so much good stuff. The other one I have is Beetlejuice. Like coming up with
Yeah.
that, every time the
Good
music
choice.
comes on, it just, I don't know, makes me happy. So
Dale.
that's where I learned to love that song.
Bonjour Dice.
Hello, Dice.
Hello.
Hello, Dice.
The
I know
dice still be
Dice
rolling.
loves some horror soundtracks, that's true. Did you go yet, Dave?
I have not. My favorite score from the '90s is Wojciech Kilar's Dracula.
Oh,
Bram Stoker's
Nice.
Dracula.
yes.
Nice.
Yes.
That's a great one, and
Mm.
I like Danny Elfman's Sleepy Hollow quite a bit.
I was
Oh,
wondering
Yeah,
about
very
that.
good,
Mhm.
very good.
Yep.
And an excellent
As-
movie.
As far as soundtracks go, I'm a big fan of The Faculty. It's got a great,
Ah,
it's great.
Nice.
Get one of my favorite covers of Hush by Kula Shaker. It's a great song.
hmm.
I never looked at paper cutters the same after that.
I'm trying to think.
That's not the Happy Murders, is it? Is it Marty?
No, it's not the Happy Murders. I know who his girlfriend is, so no, it's another puppet movie.
Probably even worse than this.
It was Let My Puppets Come. That was our first date movie.
No, I
Oh,
think
brain
I
damage.
think the Happy
Something
Murders is
really
worse
wrong
than
with
that one.
Phantom of the Paradise, that's a great one.
Brain Damage is fantastic too.
Yes.
I know.
And
yes.
The Frighteners.
Yes.
Yes. Love the cosplay on the Brain Damage there, Dice.
Mhm.
Mm.
I'll definitely gotta agree with Dave on Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Dracula.
Dracula, yes.
Great
That is a
score
fine
on
looking
that.
print.
Do you like the Annie Lennox song as well? You know, because a lot of people don't. That's on
Oh,
the
Yeah,
wow,
soundtrack.
that's a decent song.
It's a
Love
great
Song
song.
for a
Yeah.
Vampire.
Yeah,
Decent
I
song.
I
I
like
mean,
it too.
yeah, I mean, you only a woman like Ann Lennox can sing that song, though.
She could
Yeah,
sing the alpha. She could sing the phone book, and I would love it. I mean, she's got a great voice.
Hmm.
she does. It's not a horror movie, but she does a song in the cut called "Waiting in Vain," which I really like. I always like that song.
A nice Dracula tinge there with the vein part of it.
Yeah. Ah.
You could go artery, but you should pick a vein. Not sure why, but
Also gonna go Interview with the Vampire. Had a really good score to
ooh,
it.
Yes.
Yes. Yep.
Got some Guns N' Roses in there too.
Yeah.
Won't you guess my name?
Sympathy for the devil.
It was a
Mhm.
good it was a good cover. Sympathy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they actually did a decent for the Rolling Stones. They did a really good cover.
Shout out Scream. Red Right Hands. All right, now we're getting into you start losing me, unfortunately, but I'll let you guys talk. 2000s, the 2000s era of scores and soundtrack. David.
Ooh, I'm interested.
I like Brian Tyler's Darkness Falls.
ooh,
Good one.
It's a great score. He did a lot of stuff, Alien versus Predator. I think he did some of the Transformers movies as well. And the other one that I really like is Steve Jablonsky. He did the score for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, as well as the Nightmare on Elm Street remake, and also the Friday the 13th remake. Just very atmospheric and moody. So, big fan of Steve Jablonsky.
Excellent.
Very good choices.
and not an easy thing to redefine classic scores like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. It's a tough act to follow, following Henry Manfredini's score, trying to
I know. Yes.
Yeah.
top that. Yeah. How about you, Triv?
I have Pan's Labyrinth. I just
Ooh,
like
that's a good
like
one.
oh
That makes-
man, it's just like everything Del Toro does. It's got so much amazing stuff in it, and I don't know, like it matches the movie so precisely. And not to say he did the music, but just the like I don't know. It's so perfect. I also had American Psycho. You
Oh,
got
yeah.
Big Isle, you got
Oh yeah, that is great.
oh it's
Forgot
amazing.
about that.
And this last one isn't necessarily horror, like it's more dramatic, but I just love the soundtrack so much. It's one of the first ones where I actually looked at it and went, holy shit, this is amazing. Atonement, they use like a typewriter throughout,
Oh,
and the way that they do that with the I don't know, I really I hadn't heard that done before at that point, and I was just kind of coming into like the recognizing awesome scores and such. So that was the first one where it kind of clicked. So
that is a good choice.
yeah.
Mhm.
But again, I say not really horror, but still an excellent score.
Considering what happens, it is sort of horror, though.
True. not horror by the traditional sense. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
Ooh, The Void's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, and Hobo with a Shotgun.
oh yeah.
That was a crazy movie.
That was crazy.
Someone mentioned one earlier that would probably be my pick. Behind the Mask.
Oh, good one.
Very.
Trick or Treat has a good one also from
Yeah.
Douglas Pipes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
How about you, Monty G?
Because I was just about to pick that Trick or Treat, because that has a good soundtrack.
Nice.
Wolf Creek actually has a
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn it.
Mhm.
I was gonna mention that. It has such a creepy, like that one really fits the movie well because it's very unsettling.
Mhm.
Yeah, it does.
Good ones.
All right, Jen, you're up.
Okay, I've got a few. One that I really love the theme and the scores from is Summer of '84. Like I freaking love the movie and I love the another one probably, and it's not the instrumental, it's actually a song they used. What Keeps You Alive, Bloodlet. Oh my God, I have that one on it. Maybe it's the witchiness in me. Bloodlet it out. Oh, bloodlet. I love that song. Also kind of going with Triv, but a different movie, but same director. Shape of Water has some really pretty music. And that movie makes me cry, and the music just adds a whole nother level. And I always cry with that damn movie. And probably like the last one, and I have issues with the movie. Like I love Terrifier, but Terrifier 2 I had some issues with. I enjoyed it, but the soundtrack, like it's such a throwback to the 80s, but there's something about that damn soundtrack. I love it so much. Terrifier 2 just has like a phenomenal soundtrack, and not many people were talking about the soundtrack and the score, but go back to that movie. It has some really good tunes in it.
Yep.
So those are a few of my picks.
I had separate answers for the 2010s, so.
Oh, sorry, sir. I just kind of put them all together. I'm so sorry, David.
That's fine.
I'm sorry.
None of those were my answers, so.
God damn it, woman, don't jump the gun.
I jumped the gun.
On what?
On 2000.
Wow, okay.
The early 2000s, maybe I should have been more specific.
I was just throwing, I didn't know if we were just throwing all of the 2000s.
You know, they're one decade, not two.
Shut up.
3 technically, if you want to go that route.
Because I'm 10.
You forgot a couple of good people have been
From the 90s, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, I had others. I was just rushing, but your prodigal daughter has returned. So.
Yay!
Aw.
Do you have any from the 2000s?
2000s?
Yeah.
Let me think a minute. If anyone has anyone else gone or
I've gone.
okay,
and everyone else has too.
well,
Well,
I'll pass on the 2000s for now.
If we're going like all of 2000s up until now, I would have to add Mad God. Just the
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
That's where, that movie was weird. The music fit that movie.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's just wow.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say.
Absolutely.
Because I remember when Emma from Spooky Astronauts was talking about that, and I went on ahead and took a look at it. I'm like, whoa.
Oh, Mad God.
Yeah,
I'm going to throw in Colin Stetson's Cloud of Space. That's an excellent soundtrack score.
Ooh.
Also, the Newton Brothers' The Haunting of Hill House.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah.
Chilling score
Very
to
nice.
it.
Mhm.
And then you can't forget the Stranger Things theme. I mean, that's like been
I know.
that's
That
so
is
iconic
really
now.
cool. It really is cool.
So. Also, A Quiet Place from Marco Beltrami. That's a great score as well.
Yep.
It is.
Nice. Well, we're talking 2010s. I'd have to say Halloween 2018 is a damn
yeah.
score, you know? And I'll say It Follows too. I think is really good.
Yeah.
Good
Yes.
kind of 80s throwback to similar to like Stranger Things.
I can remember another one from 2010s. The House That Jack Built has a pretty good soundtrack. And they also use a really good version of Hit the Road Jack. I love in the end credits how they use Hit the Road Jack. It's brilliant. If you've seen the movie, it's just brilliant how they.
That's the only thing I liked about the house that Jack built.
Was the soundtrack. I loved it. I'm a Von Trier fan, so like, of course.
I mean, it wasn't bad. It was just weird.
Most of his movies are, though. It's actually one of his more coherent movies.
I haven't seen that one.
It's good. It's good. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. You'll either like it or you'll hate it. It's kind of one of those movies.
It's not like I didn't hate it. It's just like I said. It's an interesting concept for a slasher film. I guess you want to call it that.
Mm-hmm.
Call it that. But yeah, it's just weird.
I get that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, TYTD, he mentions Rob Zombie one, and I had to give him that. He had some
shut up, Sean.
I said he had some good ones.
I know, but the way you said it, you hate Rob Zombie.
I like the first Halloween score.
I do.
Rob Zombie.
I like both movies. I'll go one step further. I like his Halloween movies. I don't care. Judge me all you want.
I like the first one. I mean, the whole trailer part. Trash in the beginning was a little too much, but I mean, the second one, the first 20 minutes are a little bit weird for me. But I mean, I don't hate them as much as other people do. I can at least sit down and enjoy it for what it is.
Very cool.
I love the song "Nights in White Satin," but they have to play the entire song.
I'm trying to think. You mentioned Nights in White Satin. There's another movie, and I wish Ben were here because he'd know exactly what I'm talking about because we talk about it all the time. It's a true crime movie that uses it beautifully. Nights in White Satin, and I cannot. I'm sitting here trying to think of the name, and I cannot remember it for the life of me. If Ben was here, he'd know exactly what I was talking about. But there's a true crime movie from Australia where they use it about two serial killers and they dance to it. And it's the creepiest, most beautiful thing you'll ever see and the most beautiful choice of music. I just wish I could remember the damn name.
One thing I'll say about Rob Zombie's Halloween, Carpenter would never put Weird Al or Joe Grizzly Bitch in his movies. No, yeah, I like the score in House of Thousand Corpses too.
Yeah,
really cool. So, shall we get into the present day, 2020s? Have you had any scores or soundtracks that have hit you recently, recent years?
I blew my load on Mad God.
It's the same director that did Suspiria. Bones and All has a beautiful like score and stuff as well. It's the same director that did the remake of Suspiria, and it's a beautiful like I'm not as big of the movie as Christian is, but oh my god, the score is just beautiful in that, especially with the visuals.
Tom York from Radiohead, that one. The Tom York Suspiria.
Yeah, I love Suspiria. I love the remake of Suspiria.
Yeah.
I know that's a hot take, but I think it's almost as good as the original. Almost.
I haven't seen the original, but I have the score to that one. I mean, I'm a big Tom York fan. I'm a huge Radiohead fan, so yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Evil Dead Rise has a great soundtrack.
Yep. Yeah. I really like Knock at the Cabin. That's a good one as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that does have some interesting music choices in it.
And Barbarian had a great score too.
Nice.
Black Phone has a good one.
Yep.
Ooh, yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah.
There's a movie called Soft and Quiet that does a really good one too for the themes and stuff, and it really rips at your heart considering what the movie's about. So, movie works really well.
So 10 had a good score?
Wow.
Yes, it did.
It did, yes.
So I haven't seen that one yet. I like the Exorcist Believer score.
I did too.
Yeah.
That was the one thing you said good about the movie, Jen.
Yeah, I did like the score in that. Like that is the one thing I will give the movie. I didn't care much. I didn't hate it the way some people did, but the score was really good. I'm with you, David.
Oh, yeah, I didn't hate the movie, but I mean, the score was it's not like Firestarter. It was probably the better thing about the movie.
I'll say this: The Marvels is not the worst MCU movie. I don't care what those idiot critics are saying. The Marvels is not the worst MCU movie.
What is the worst one?
What is?
Well, I would put it. Oh boy.
It's okay. You're amongst friends, Marty. Or
yeah,
Monty. Sorry.
I do it too. I do it too sometimes.
Oh darn! That's going to be a hard choice because it's not that it was a bad movie, but I would have to say Thor: Love and Thunder.
It wasn't great.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it.
Rough.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, that was pretty rough. I wasn't a fan of the first Captain America movie.
Oh, you didn't like the first Avenger?
No.
Really? Wow.
I'd say Age of Ultron was pretty mediocre.
That's what I was gonna say. It was so like light-hearted and quickly and like cheesy.
I figured Marty was going to say Quantumania.
Like when Robert Downey's like yelling at Captain America about language.
Yeah.
What about Morbius's soundtrack?
Morbius.
Say Morbius and Christian appears.
Christian appears.
I shit you not. I literally got 2 theater posters for Morbius at the Goodwill the other day.
If anyone's
Really?
looking for one.
I liked it. I didn't.
It's like a 6 out of 10. Oh, it's like a 6 out of 10. Also, speaking of that, there is a great fan-made production called "It's Morbing Time," a Morbius musical on YouTube. I highly recommend it. It's actually incredibly funny.
Dad, you're killing me.
That's awesome.
It's morbid.
It's Morbing Time.
Just the fact that they got them, like they got Sony to bring it back into theaters because they thought that it was a
That is the
movie.
funniest
That's
thing.
the best thing. Oh my god.
I have 2 more movies. The Candyman, the new Candyman.
Nita Costa's Candyman.
Nita Costa's
one, yeah.
Candyman. Yes, and I just lost the other movie I just had. Oh, Us. Yes.
Jordan Peele's
Oh,
Us
yeah.
has a great one.
Yeah, Us has, and
Yeah,
so
yeah.
does the one you.
So does Get Out. So does Nope.
Yeah, all of them really.
Jordan
do.
Peele knows how to use music.
Yeah.
The score to the "No One Will" "No One Will Save You"? Is that what it's called? The Alien movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty good too.
That does have
Yeah,
a good
yeah.
score.
I really enjoyed the score to The Fall of the House of Usher.
I have not
I
watched
haven't seen it yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
Heard of
And
it.
I'm a big
fantastic.
fan of.
I'm starting. I saw at least the 3 episodes in so far. It's interesting.
That reminds me, Doctor Sleep had a great score as well.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh, yeah, Dr. Sleep, yes. Yeah, but yeah, the Fall of the House of Usher, yeah, pretty interesting so
I have
far.
to be. Yeah.
Monty, this could hinge our friendship on whether we're able to stay friends or not. Just saying.
What, you did not care for the Fall of the House?
Oh, I adore Fall
Oh.
of the House of Usher. It's like top tier for me.
Oh, yeah, because I heard a lot of people did not like it.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of people did not like it. Like I said, so far, like I said, it's pretty good. Like I said, I can't compare it to the
Haunting of Hill House.
The Haunting of Hill House or Bly House yet, because I'm not finished.
No, understood.
Only 3 episodes in, but I do like the concept though.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
whole
it is.
Poe thing is just I adore Poe, and
Yeah,
like
I
being
know
able
you're
to
a big.
connect those things.
Yeah, because I know you're a big Poe fan.
Annabelle Lee.
Yep.
Mhm.
Did you like Midnight Mass?
Yes.
Yeah.
Midnight Mass
Oh.
was good. I like that.
Yeah.
Midnight
It
Mass is
had
one of
a
the greatest TV
Stephen
shows
King
of all
feel
time.
to it.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was
It
a
does, yeah. Midnight Mass is probably one of the greatest horror TV shows of all time, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's
It is,
really
or
good.
limited series, whatever we want to call it, but Midnight Mass is phenomenal.
Yeah, Marty, I heard about what happened to Jonathan Majors. It wasn't surprising what Marvel did, because and I think after, not to spoil anything, when you see the end of the Marvels and probably what's going to happen in Deadpool 3, it's probably going to change the big bad.
It's just, I don't want to spoil it, but it's just funny to me given the person that they have as a cameo in the Marvels also has a history of the exact same thing.
Oh,
I heard about it.
Yeah, that's the thing I find so funny about. They replaced Jonathan Majors, and yet they had that actor come back, even though
I
they
know.
had that in the 90s. Weird.
but people have short memories.
I'm not.
I-
I was not surprised to see that. Yeah, Dave. I don't know if you've seen the Marvels yet, so we're not going to try to spoil anything.
I
But
haven't
there's
seen it yet.
there's a post-credit scene in it that that I know when the audience they actually clapped when that scene happened. They actually clapped out loud when that scene happened.
It's Benedict Cumberbatch, isn't it? Damn it!
He's finally back. It's been so long. Good old Benedict coming, but
Wasn't Jonathan Majors the heavy in Ant-Man?
Yeah, he was supposed
Yeah.
to be the next big threat after
Yeah.
Thanos, but unfortunately he got into some problems, and now Marvel has now dropped him.
Oh, okay.
I honestly hope they do that. I want to see Doctor Doom, take over the world and
Was-
take over the whole damn universe.
Was he also in Creed 3?
yeah.
Jonathan
Yeah.
Majors? No?
Mhm.
Yeah, he was in Creed 3. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
But they had to make up for how they screwed him up in like the crappy Fantastic Four movies, you know.
Which one?
Which one? Yeah.
Which one? All
You know
of them.
what's sad?
put
The
his-
very best one of those Fantastic Four movies is the unreleased Corman.
It's the
one.
Roger Corman.
Corman-
one.
I know.
Yes, it is.
What does that say?
That's pretty
You and
sad.
Trevor bonding tonight.
Yes.
It's the Roger Corman one.
Love you, Christian.
Because I know no one's not talking about. I know no one's
Even
not
better
talking
than
about Fan Force
Force Stick.
Oh
Yes.
man.
Yes, it is.
Oh, and it actually, I would, and I say this, and I mean it in some ways. It is honestly better, I think, than the big budget ones they did back in the 2000s with like
You mean the
with Gillian
26?
McMahon and
Yeah.
no,
the
the like
the 20
Jessica Alba and those
yeah.
guys.
Yeah, the
Michael
Fox,
Chiklis.
the two Fox ones, then you have Fan Four Stick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The only thing it does, well, it beats the cartoon with that weird robot thing too from like the 80s.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
but I like that. I like that because it's funny because in the comics they actually explain why Johnny's not in the cartoon version, and I thought they gave a plausible explanation the reason why they put Herbie in there. But it actually had to do something with the copyrights because the Human Torch character was actually a character back in the 30s and 40s, and at the time there was a copyright thing, so of course they couldn't use him in the cartoon.
Oh, interesting.
But my question is, why didn't they just use She-Hulk? She was already a floor member before in the comics up to that point. Why not just use She-Hulk? I mean, I understand why it's the 80s and it's a boys' cartoon, so we can't have more than one woman. But still,
I think that came up before even She-Hulk became a character in the comics.
did it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because She-Hulk came out in the late 80s, if I'm not mistaken.
I always
and
thought
that
she was. I thought she was a mid 70s character, but I must be
No.
wrong. Okay.
No, she give me a second here.
Her hair was mid 70s, but she actually came
Yes.
out in the 80s.
Okay, that checks out. Yeah.
I like Venom.
Or Amazing Bagman Peter Parker. Yeah, use the Amazing Bagman.
You might as well at this point. There's so many obscure characters they're putting out there.
Yeah,
Hey, Polka Dot Man was pretty freaking awesome, honestly.
Yo, yeah.
Oh, in the the
Suicide Squad one.
Spider-Man. Oh, I thought you meant the Spider-Verse.
Oh,
sorry.
Was well used too. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I was on the. I jumped the train to DC. I apologize.
I mean, as a shameless DC fan, I'm very okay with that. Marvel's
Yay.
fine, but I'll take DC. I'm a DC fan.
We can be friends as long as you don't pull out the hashtag what is it? Revive the Spider or the Snyderverse or
No, God, I hated the Snyderverse. I'm so glad it's dead. I'm so happy it's dead.
you know that's a good point, Dan.
We didn't get a Squirrel Girl movie. Yeah.
No scroll.
Is that a thing?
You know what I'm really pissed that I haven't brought into it yet? Plastic Man.
Oh, that would be
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Give me a Plastic Man animated series or something.
He's
That'd be
DC,
great.
right?
Come on.
Yeah.
Which one is
Yeah.
Plastic Man? Is he the guy that's got all kinds of different stuff, or is he the guy? No, I'm thinking Elastic Man.
Stretchy guy, you
Yeah,
know.
he's
Yeah, you're
stretchy
talking-
con
stretchy
artist.
guy.
Right,
DC
but
version
there's-
of Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, because
Right.
people get confused. There's two in DC. You have Plastic Man, then you have
Elongated Man.
Elongated Man. Yes.
Mhm.
Is Elongated Man the guy with the sunglasses and like the wrestling singlet type of thing?
I
That's
think they
Plastic
both
Man.
had.
Yeah, the
I
red,
think they both had
like,
singlets.
They do have
tights,
singlets,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah, they
You're
both
thinking, you're thinking of Plastic Man, though. That was Plastic
Yes,
Man.
Plastic-
No, Elongated
Okay.
Man's more... Plastic Man's more their Mr. Fantastic by way of powers. Elongated Man more their Mr. Fantastic by way of personality.
Mhm.
Okay, because the one guy was super. Like I watched a couple of DC animated things, and like Plastic, or one of them, like he was kind of the funny guy. Like
Yeah, it'd be Plastic Man.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. So
Elongated Man's basically tries to do Batman detective stories, but with stretchy powers.
yeah.
Oh wow. Well, there you
Yeah,
go.
Yeah, because in the Flash TV show, because the character, he's actually a private. He's a private investigator.
Yeah.
So he's kind of like
Mhm.
Batman,
Yeah.
Inspector Gadget.
Yep. Yeah, basically he's Inspector Gadget. Sure.
Pretty much.
Now does his okay? Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of, David.
Yeah, that's Plastic Man.
Okay, cool.
Superman and unitard.
Yeah, so the old Fantastic Four cartoon that Herbie Hancock, Herbie the Robot, I'm talking about Herbie
Hancock.
That's a great.
That would have been a great addition.
That aired in '78, and She-Hulk didn't come out until the year later. The comic character didn't come out until the year later in '79, so that's why she was.
Rocket.
And she doesn't even actually become a member of the Fantastic Four until after the end of the first Secret Wars.
Okay.
So speaking of musicals, are you excited about Joker 2?
I am intrigued.
I'm interested, even though I like the movie's fine, but God, its fans were insufferable. But I'm interested just to see what they're
Lady
gonna do
Gaga?
with it as a musical and stuff. I'm curious for it.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Lady Gaga plays Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Well, because we've had so much Margot Robbie in that role, it will be an interesting take, no doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be a musical? Is that?
Yeah, Joker 2 is going to be a musical.
It's going to be a musical. I think it's called
Lady Gaga will be Harley.
Joker or something. I think this was supposed to be called.
Luxadoo, something I can't remember exactly. I believe it's Luxadoo.
Is Joaquin Phoenix reprising his role?
Yep. He's going to be Joker.
Yeah, it's Joker. Folakadoo.
Folakadoo. Yeah, Luxadoo. Yeah.
All right, guys. Now, before we wrap it up, I wanted to ask you something. Who's going to see Thanksgiving this week?
We are.
Probably us, yeah.
Yep. Okay, get those arms up, can't you?
Can't.
Nope.
Here.
There you
Thank
go.
you.
No problem.
Yeah, you could do like this from the.
Yeah, I don't have that, and I don't have that built into this animation, so I can't do it.
Oh, you can't do that. Yeah.
I wish I could make my boobs stick up.
Oh boy.
I'm sorry, Jen.
You
I
raise
let you
an
down.
eyebrow or something?
I can raise my eyebrows to weird. Maybe not. Hang
There
on.
we go. Perfect.
Oh yeah.
Oh, see.
I broke.
Oh no.
God damn it. Sorry
We've gone
to
off the
anyone.
rails. No.
Sorry to anybody who's listening with headphones.
You mean you can't do the people's eyebrow like The Rock?
Yeah, they're connected.
I can do this.
You can do the people's pity.
I have to say, I am excited about that. I want to see a real classic style slasher, and I hope it becomes like a franchise or something.
It's not playing in the UK. It look like it's not.
They saw it at The Love of Horror.
Yeah, but then again, Thanksgiving's
Yeah, it's more an American thing.
Yeah, Thanksgiving is not a holiday for the people over there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah.
Well,
They're
that's
not leaving those people.
and that's the thing too.
People.
Yeah, no doubt. That is the interesting thing about UK, or for fuck's sake, that's the one thing about every horror movie that's come out that's been Thanksgiving based has really been more goofy. It's been Thanksgiving or oh god,
Blood Rage.
Blood Rage is actually quite a lot of fun. But
Blood Rage was fun. Yes.
Blood Rage is good.
But yeah, there's no like what you would consider a more serious slasher when it comes to that. So
yeah. The kills look fun and everything, and I'm curious about it, but I wish it would have kept the grindhouse feel that the old trailer have. It looks too clean and modern for me. I wish it kept the feel of like a 70s grindhouse movie.
I'm hoping it's gonna
but I can understand that being a little too expensive for the budget they probably gave it.
Yeah.
Gotta ask everybody, what do y'all think of the Terrifier 3 controversy? I'm curious.
Oh,
I know you don't care.
What is the controversy? Just to bring it.
What controversy?
Okay,
Because he's dressed as Santa and there's a kid in the room.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's just as bad as the so-called controversy when Silent Night, Deadly Night first came out, and Mother started skitzing because they thought Santa was going to. It's a horror film.
Yeah.
I know.
take kids to see horror films.
Well, look at how many people showed up for freaking Deadpool, even though everybody's like, okay, this is a hard R movie. Do not bring your kids. For some reason, people get it up their heads that, hey, this is going to be fine for my kid because they can handle, slashers from the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
The controversy, though, is that they're going to show kids being killed.
Yeah.
Didn't they do that in the last one, though?
Teenagers also.
This is like a cute little 5 or 6 year old, and people are losing their shit over it, and we're not even sure they're doing it. Like it's implied, but we're not sure.
Meanwhile, I'm sitting over. I'm sitting over here.
Scene's
with the
probably
80s
not
blob,
even in the freaking movie.
Yeah, I fully believe the teaser is literally was shot to be a trailer. I don't think that's going to be used.
Yeah, because that's what when I saw the teaser trailer today, I said, "Ooh, wow, this is pretty good, nice advertisement." To make our art be like Santa Claus, but it's like, come on, guys, it's a horror movie.
Yeah.
Enough with the horror movie. It's like this. It's just like I said, bad enough when Deadly Night first came out, and you got half these mothers half skitsing because it's like you got the kids thinking that Santa Claus is going to kill them. You don't take kids 5 and under to see a horror movie. Mm-mm.
Or look what happens.
or they'll become a member of the Horror Hangouts live stream.
Even though I started watching horror when I was 6 or 7 years old.
I was 7 when I saw Elm Street for the first time.
Don't do that to a kid. They'll end up on a YouTube monthly podcast where you talk about horror movies. It's a terrible fate.
You were fine.
Or you get a morbid sense of humor.
Yeah. But
you know what? In this world, that's not a terrible thing.
Yeah, but I find it so funny because the whole controversy of killing a kid and stuff. Meanwhile, I'm sitting over here with the 80s blob watching that fucking little kid getting melted alive, screaming in agony.
Well, we saw it in Halloween 2018.
Or the kid in the kid in
or
the kid in Ends.
Evil Lurks.
Yeah,
I was gonna say Evil.
Or in
you loved Evil Lurks.
Or when Evil Lurks.
Oh yeah, the kids that get in the one. Oh yes.
I laughed my ass off when the dog scene happened.
Oh.
I started cackling when
when that scene happened, and I freaked out. Kelly said, Lamont, what's going on? I can't tell you.
I just started cackling so hard.
Marty said he had to stop the film and just walk around the apartment for a minute.
I know, because he told me that, but I didn't mention the scene in my review because I didn't want to spoil anything. But he knew I was talking about it. He said he had to get up. I mean, that's just as bad as when in the Devil Rejects, when the woman gets smashed to death by the Mack truck, and Kelly went to go see that scene, and I'm basically cracking the hell up, and she just looked at me like something's wrong with me because I knew something bad was about to happen.
She still loves you though.
Yeah, no, she still loves me because when that scene happens, because when you see the dog licking the dude's clothes. And they kept focusing on the dog. I said, "Uh-oh, something's about to happen," and they did it just right.
Chomp.
It's so good. I started cracking up. It was great.
You're a monster.
I know I am. I also love the fact that we've just evolved the chat into people talking about all the times kids have been killed in horror movies. Fuck them kids.
What about Speak No Evil, guys? I fucking love Speak No Evil.
That one's good too. There's a lot of good kid.
Hey, they killed the kid in the horror movie called Clown.
Yeah, that would be a good top 10.
What about
10
it?
Yeah.
At least there was no child orgy.
Yes, we could use it.
Like the bucket.
Yeah, no.
That would be. I want to do that as a top 10 sometime. Top 10 times we killed kids in horror movies.
And children orgies?
No kid orgies. We leave those out.
It's good. King.
I think Dan says it right. Come for the movie soundtrack, stay for the Marvel Comics, Thanksgiving, and Dead Kids movie.
Hell yeah, baby!
We give you variety, unlike other horror streams.
That's why we got the staying power, baby.
That's right. Woohoo!
Well, let me ask you guys something in regards to the Terrifier 3 thing. Why do you think they're delving into the Christmas horror genre? I mean, don't you? in my opinion, they kind of had their own thing going with the Terrifier series. Why do you think they felt the need to delve into like Christmas horror territory?
I think because it's like a little like hardcore, like you can kill people at Halloween, but it's like, I mean, not to say that other Christmas movies haven't done it, but like, I think I get the impression he really wants to go as hardcore as possible. So like how sacrilegious, we got this cute little girl and maybe we'll kill her. I don't know.
I'm someone when it was unveiled and we found out that it was going to be a Christmas horror movie, I was just like, I mean, cool, but I feel like Terrifier works way better and art just makes way more sense as a Halloween face than like a Christmas one. Plus, I like the idea of art. Like, I know there's all kinds of debate over like art as a fucking character and like all that, but I just liked the idea that he was just a random guy that just liked to go on killing sprees for one night of the year. The fact that we're adding in Christmas stuff is just kind of like, okay. Too much? Yeah, I kind of like the idea of art just being a thing that happens every single October and stuff.
Yeah.
Him being like, if we get a fourth movie, is it going to be set around Valentine's Day? Are we just going to go down a different holiday every single Terrifier movie?
They've gone the route of like, Hallmark movies for every single holiday. They're going the route of that way too. So you can have your romance or you can have your gory, terrifying, murder fest.
Yeah, Terrifier 25. It's Flag Day.
Arbor Day, he just goes killing people with sticks.
Yeah, he just starts hitting people with sticks, yeah.
Toothpicks.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
What's going to happen on Earth Day?
Oh, man.
He blows up the planet. That's the last movie.
What if this is just a one and done thing and then we go back to Halloween?
Then this movie would feel even weirder.
I'd be okay with it if it's just like a what, and then we go back to Halloween the next movie. I'm okay with it.
I don't know. Like I'm someone.
Yeah, you're okay with space.
Well, okay.
I was
Art
gonna
the Clown
say,
going to space kind of. I'm okay with. Yes, I'm kind of okay with Art the Clown going to space. I always have said every slasher icon at some point needs to go to space. That's why Jason and Leprechaun are the best ones.
And Hellraiser.
And Pinhead, yes. That's why they're the three best ones, and every other slasher icon is inferior because they've never gone to space.
Well, could you say that Freddy lives in space since he lives in kind of the mind that could be considered space?
I always thought you could do an Elm Street kill around space. Like one of his victims is an astronaut, goes up, do something, and then we go back to Earth for the rest of the movie. I always thought you could have done something with that, but whatever.
You could have some fun, like popping people's space suits.
Yeah, it could have been. It could be kind of cool, but no, can't do that because Elm Street's a worse franchise than the Leprechaun. Did I say that out loud?
Oh,
did you say that? Did you really say it?
Oh,
I don't think I said that. No, I don't think I said that.
I know. I sure shit didn't hear you.
Critters went to space, and they come from space, which is why they're the ultimate horror icon. No one's better than the Critters. The Christ rule.
As I said, plus, didn't David Howard Thornton just do the Grinch movie there?
That's right.
The
we still haven't seen it.
Yeah, that's going to be one of our Christmas movies
nobody
for this year.
remembers.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
because I was going to save that because it finally came on digital, so I was going to save that for Christmas. One of my Christmas movies. Yeah,
us too.
Can we not? I've heard it's so bad. I have not heard one good, and I love David. Love David.
We'll see how it is. Hopefully, it's not a repeat of Blood and Honey. Hopefully, it's not a repeat of Blood and Honey.
Yeah.
Let's just do a re-review of Black Christmas 207.
No.
Yeah, incest, flesh cookies.
Blood and honey in space. No, I can't take another blood. No more poo. No.
How about Bambi?
Bambi's coming, actually.
Sorry
I know.
to tell you, it's happening.
Yeah.
And Peter Pan, apparently.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I know. Yeah, because I think there's. Let's see, we got 3 blind mice. You had Mary had a little lamb. You got Bambi. I forgot what something else that they're coming up with all these nursery rhymes.
Yep. Yep. God, I love the modern horror
like
industry.
Paddington the Killer Bear or something.
I mean, they could reuse the poo costume then.
Jesus.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I don't think Paddington's in the public domain yet.
Thank God.
Bambi. Yes.
Bambi versus Godzilla. God damn it. Oh.
All right, guys. Shall we wrap it up tonight?
Yep.
So before we wrap it up, let's just thank you, David, so much for joining us tonight. Special
Awesome
guest
guest.
this
have
month.
you.
Awesome
Yeah,
guest.
it's fun.
What do you got coming around the corner, Dave? Anything you want to plug?
Taking a break until after the New Year, probably.
Yeah.
Did a lot in October. Just
You did.
I don't know. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So,
we all did, I think.
Yeah, we all did. Yes.
I slacked.
David, I mean it about my request. I want to hear a cover from you for Vampire
I
Hookers.
will look
Fucking-
into doing that for you.
Fucking
Thank you.
vampire.
I will love you forever. Thank
Fucking
you.
vampire hookers.
I'll send it to you privately.
Oh, thank you. Put it on YouTube. Share it with everyone.
The movie needs more love.
It
He'd like to get some hits on his video.
Overrated.
Yeah.
Are you taking requests now?
I just am demanding it. I'm pushy. I'm sorry, David.
Is that the name of the song or the name of the movie?
Yes.
It's the name of the song and the movie. 1978.
Was it by a group called Immaterial? No.
No,
let me see. Let me pull it up. Let me see. If
I
can
had
pull
it written down. Hang on. It's on YouTube. It is on YouTube.
If you Google or if you search on YouTube vampire hookers, I think it's the first thing that comes up. At least the movie. But
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. David's like, don't help me. I don't want to do this.
No, I'm curious. I want to hear the Vampire Hooker song.
It's real on YouTube. Yeah. Fucking hell. But it's on YouTube. Then it's a golden yellow goose.
Yeah.
All right, I found it.
Hell yeah.
All right, we look forward to it.
Woohoo!
Hell yeah.
Monty G, well, what do you got coming on down the pike?
Let's see. As soon as I finish with all the episodes of The Fall of the House of Usher, that'll be coming up. And of course, Thanksgiving will be coming up as well.
Yes. All right, Trivial Theater. What do you got coming on?
I need to get. I do really well for like 3 weeks, and then I fall off the wagon, and I'm trying to get back on it again.
That's a mood.
Yeah, I know. So next up is blood-sucking pharaohs from Pittsburgh.
Ooh.
Ooh, I thought you were about to say blood-sucking freaks.
I did too.
Not in this case. And then I'm hoping to put out something for Thanksgiving, and then we'll finish out the year with all the stuff that's coming there. There's actually quite a few collabs, but we'll see kind of how many I get finished
Very
up.
cool.
So.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Jen and Christian, I know you must have some big plans.
Well, speaking of being late, we just barely now at the middle point of the month started our November horror series retrospective, but Halloween killed us in fairness.
Yeah.
But we just today put up our first episode of that, which is this month. We are doing a retrospective over all 5 of the Hannibal Lecter films, and we talked about Manhunter today.
Awesome.
Nice.
That movie is really great. I was really good.
Yeah, hey, no one really talks about that film neither.
Exactly.
All I'm going to say is Brian Dennehy.
Brian Dennehy.
Awesome.
Brian Dennehy and fucking Robin Williams. They both play a part in that movie, weirdly. Well, not in the movie, but they come up in that video.
Yeah.
But yeah, did that. Creep Show is finishing up, and we will be back to tell some quite soon. And Thanksgiving, a couple other random odds and ends. But
and Good Boy. We'll have Good Boy.
Oh, so yes, the review for Good Boy. And also, I don't know for sure. I don't know if the details have fully been squashed out, but we possibly might be over on Full Moon 1973's channel tomorrow talking about the original Sleepaway Camp.
Nice.
All right.
Penis! He's a boy! Oh, I just ruined it.
You ruined the great.
Spoiler!
You ruined it.
I mean vagina!
Oh boy.
Vagina!
Gawk. Boss man, what about you? What do you got coming up, boss man?
A couple couple reviews I'm working on. One being Mansion of the Living Dead from Mr. Jess Franco. And,
nice.
Hey, love
Jess
me some Jesus Franco.
And definitely Thanksgiving.
Very cool.
Nice.
Nice.
All right, guys. Excellent stream. Great time. Thanks everyone for joining us tonight, and we'll see you next time on the Horror Hangout live stream. Peace out.
Peace.
Be excellent to each other.
Penis.
Fuck them kids.
Take it out, Jen.